Whenever the Lord of the universe descends on this earth as an acharya, world teacher, for the welfare of the world, a mighty wave of spiritual power arises around that great dynamic personality and spreads speedily on all sides. Fortunate are those who taste the nectar of universal emancipation, being carried on by and immersed in the mighty spiritual deluge. In some marked and ever pure human souls, that divine inspiration and great spiritual power are reflected and reserved. They are veritable in the life of the Sangha. It is mainly with them the Sangha's build up. They are the pillars of the Sangha structure. These pure souls of ideal character, shaped and trained by the spiritual power of the Acharya himself, dedicate themselves for the welfare of the human society. They are ascetics and have renounced the world. Their lives are dedicated for the welfare of all human beings. Sangha Shakti power is important in this present age, especially in Kali Yuga, when human beings are poor in strength and energy in all matters. What is needed is to create Sangha Shakti, a collective force, and collective efforts by uniting smaller units of forces in order to perform greater work. Unimaginable success can be achieved only through Sangha Shakti, united force. Just as a mighty elephant can be tied down by a thick rope made of insignificant small straws, the Sangha's body is made up of the dedicated sannyasins, brahmacharis, and selfless workers. Outwardly, each appeared to have his own separate identity and existence, but inwardly they are of one mind, one life, one feeling, one intellect, and one power. The characters of all of them are built up according to the great ideals of the Acharya himself. As the solar system, different planets and satellites revolve on their own orbits around the sun, which is in the center, so also these dedicated Sangha monks exist around the Acharya as the center. As the sun is the life and support of the solar system, so is the Acharya life, soul, and source of strength of the brotherhood. Om, Om. नदियाँ न पिए कभी अपना जल, वृक्ष न खाए कभी अपने फल, अपने तन का मन का धन का दूजों को दे दो ज्ञान है, वो सच्चा इंसान है, इस धरती का भगवान है, इस धरती का भगवान है। अगर सच से का अंग जले और दुनिया समेत सवास दे, अगर सच से का अंग जले और दुनिया समेत सवास दे, दीपक से उसका जीवन है जो दूजों को अपना प्रकाश दे, दूजों को अपना प्रकाश दे। धर्म ही जिसका भगवत गीता धर्म ही जिसका भगवत गीता, सेवा ही वेद पुराण है, वो सच्चा इंसान रे, इस धरती का भगवान है। नदियाँ न पिए कभी अपना जल, वृक्ष न खाए कभी अपने फल, अपने तन का मन का धन का दूजों को दे। Sorry about that, devotees, again, phone call. I was singing this song, Nadiya na piya kabhi apna jal, vriksha na khaye kabhi apne phal. That when we are here, like I was doing the readings, that when the Swamijis of Bharat SEVASHRAM saying, or anyone who is getting ready to serve the world, they really get purified and they become the gods and goddesses. That is the way to purify yourself when you do service, selfless service. You become like a light because you are looking forward for the welfare of others. People look up for that guidance. Because why? You're following the scriptures, whatever the dictate of the scriptures, the Bhagavad Gita, and the spiritual masters like Swami Parameshananda ji. And then, but you have to be careful that this kind of a work is not for the weak. It is only for the mentally and physically strong. That's why when you're young and you're vibrant in body and mind, that's when you have to do all the good. Well, we've said so much. I want to talk about this morning what it meant when I said that in 1916 Swami Parameshananda got God realization. What does that mean? God realization. If you do yoga asanas, while you're doing it, there will be some kind of movement in your body, of course. Not physical, but also energy. The Kundalini Shakti, we want to say it is. And these energy centers, they're being opened up and energy starting to move from bottom up. And then what happens? There is an exhilarated feeling. And then at the end of the yoga asanas, when you do the meditation, lying on your back, that energy, you can let it exit at the top of the head. Or you can sit up straight and let it come out top of the head. You've seen it in sadhus who have left their body. That's how they leave their body out of their own will. So we can do that also. So you exit the energy, all of the energy, start from the head all the way to the tip of your toes. And you go into the earth atmosphere and then you go into space. And then the universe is expanding at light years per second, as it is not already big enough. When it expands now, you become that expansion. This is what the life force in you has expanded to all the space. And then you come to that point where you realize beyond all of creation, beyond all of space, there is still something that exists. You cannot describe that. That is something, and that is the consciousness that we came from. This is who we are. Now, we are able to do that, ordinary people, but a person like Swami Parameshananda ji, after fasting for 21 days and 7 days and like that, and not eating anything or not even drinking much. So he got to that place and he stayed there and he perfected it. He was 100% in consciousness and 100% of the time. And he stayed there. And after a certain amount of time, that Magh Purnima, that full moon night that it's still going on, that night he got that God realization. And from then on, he would have maintained it. And this is what it means to be God realized. Now, when you're in that state, what happens? You are not looking to accumulate anything. You're not looking for name and fame. You're not looking, if I were to die tomorrow, I have nothing really to give to anyone because I don't have anything. I'm not in charge of an ashram, but yet I do work all over the world and also many ashrams. So this Swami Parameshananda ji, when he would have established the Bharat SEVASHRAM, and he was told his body cannot go any further by the doctor, he would have said, okay, it's time for me to go. He went back to Kolkata, in that room he was staying in, and a couple of days after, just about Magh Purnima, he left the body, he exited his body. But he would have said, I will control my ashram from behind a curtain, meaning that he never left. And it's so true that he comes out of his photo. During meditation, he's giving advice. Through dreams, he communicates. He puts us in the right place. I'm a recipient of that. Right place at the right time, so that you could do his work. Because there's nothing more to be up. At some point in time, I'm thinking there's nothing more for me to do. I'm only waiting, and I've been doing that all along. I'm waiting for his instructions. This is the kind of guru we worship. This is the God we worship in Swami Parameshananda ji. Now, this is a little explanation what it means, God realization. And we are worshiping him in this Magh Purnima time to ask him to open the window for us and to see what it feels like to be in a God-realized soul. We're already realized souls. We already realized souls, but we don't have to rediscover that. So devotees, let us rediscover that. It's a beautiful thing to get a feeling and a glimpse of it. With that being said, we invoke the blessings of Acharya Deva and the Gurus on the altar. Let us prepare for the Arati, and we sing that Hara Guru Shankar Shiva Shambho. At God realization, this is the bhajani song. Hara Guru Shankar Shiva Shambho, Hara Guru Shankar Shiva Shambho. Om Hare Guru Shankar Shiva Shambho, Hare Guru Shankar Shiva Shambho. Om Hare Guru Shankar Shiva Shambho, Hare Guru Shankar Shiva Shambho. Let us all do the arati. Let's go to cleansing first. Join me as we prepare ourselves to receive that divine power, to let us get the feeling of God realization or become God realized. Om Gange Chayamane Chaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmada Sindhu Kaveri Jale Asmin Snanidhim Kuru. Om Kurukshetra Gaya Ganga Prabhasa Pushkarani Cha Tirtanyatani Punyani Kale Bhavantuha. Om Amrito Pastar Namasi Swaha, Amrita Pidha Namasi Swaha. Om Satyam Yashasri Mahi Sratam Swaha. Om Shano Devi Ravishtaya Apo Bhavanta Pitaye Shano Ravi Sravantuna. Om Vak Vak, Om Prana Prana, Om Chakshu Chakshu, Om Srotram Srotram, Om Nabhi, Om Hridayam, Om Kantaha, Om Shiraha, Om Bahobhyam Yeshubalam, Om Karetala Karaprishti, Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam, Purnat Purnamudachyate, Purnasya Purnamadhaya, Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Dhyanamoolam Gururmurti, Pujamulam Guru Param, Mantramoolam Gurur Vakyam, Mokshamulam Guru Kripa, Mokshamulam Guru Kripa. Om Bolo Sisi Guru Maharaj Ki Jai. Om Sahasra Shirisha Purushaha Sahasrakshu Sahasrapad Sabhumin Sarvato Sritva Atyatishta Dashanulam. Om Sarevatah Pani Padam Tat Sarevato Akshi Shiro Mukam Sarevata Srutima Loke Sarvamavritya Tishtati. Om Jyoti Shama Pita Jyoti तामसः परमुच्यते ज्ञानं ज्ञेयं ज्ञानगम्यं हृदि सर्वस्याविष्टितम् ॐ गतिर्भर्ता प्रभु साक्षी निवासो शरणं सुरे प्रभवा प्रलयस्थानं निधानं बीजमभयम् ॐ त्वमादिदेवा पुरुषो पुराणं त्वमस्य विश्वस्य परं विधानं त्वमभयो स्वस्वतो धर्मगुप्त सनातनस्त्वं पुरुषो मतो मे ॐ पितासि लोकस्य चराचरस्य त्वमस्य पूज्यस्य गुरुर्गर्यं न त्वत्समोऽस्ति अभ्याधिकः कुतोऽन्यो लोकत्रयी अपि अप्रतिमं प्रभावम् ॐ करो जय गुरु ॐ करो जय शिव ॐ करो जय गुरु ॐ करो जय शिव करो जय गुरु करो जय शिव करो जय गुरु करो जय शिव ॐ करो जय गुरु करो जय शिव करो जय गुरु करो जय शिव करो जय गुरु करो जय शिव ॐ करो जय गुरु करो जय शिव करो जय गुरु करो जय शिव ॐ करो जय गुरु करो जय शिव करो जय गुरु करो जय शिव करो जय गुरु करो जय शिव ॐ करो जय गुरु करो जय शिव ॐ करो जय गुरु करो जय शिव करो जय गुरु करो जय शिव करो जय गुरु करो जय शिव Devotees, just join me in prayers and be in that meditative state of mind. This prayer is so intense, it talks about the glories and the greatness of God in the form of Guru. All those Gurus on the altar, we pray to them. Om Namo Sri Bhagavate Pranavaya Omkara Murtaye Sakshat Parabrahma Swarupini Namaste Sri Bhagavate Pranavaya Paratmane Mahamukti Vidatreve Jnana Bhakti Pradayane Sri Gurave Namo Nityam Sudhasata Sharirane Bhavabandhana Chidhanancha Namami Sarva Sakshinam Gahorishtam Guhatitam Purushan Gahanatmakam Vanditakhilamarataya Pujitakshesha Bhaktaye Tejo Dipto Prakashaya Namaste Sarva Saktaye Prasanam Vandanam Devam Sarva Kalyana Karanam Namami Suksyamalangam Madhuram So Manoharam Bhamakaradritadandaya Namatrishulapanaya Amitagadurhitaya Pranavanandaya Te Namah Om Bhavatitam Yeshtu Mahababa Yuktam Nirakaram Chacha Sakaradiktam Om Ahaitukam Prema Siddham Tapastejasa Deeptimantam Mahamukti Vidataram Sri Pranavananda Vigraham Om Ahaitukam Prema Siddham Tapastejasa Deeptimantam Mahamukti Vidataram Sri Pranavananda Vigraham Om Guru Kripahi Kevalam Guru Kripahi Kevalam Om Guru Kripahi Kevalam Guru Kripahi Kevalam Guru Kripahi Kevalam Guru Kripahi Kevalam. Only through the grace of the Guru that we can transcend this illusionary manifested universe. It is His play. He's everything. He's our body, He's our mind, He's our intellect, He's our ego. He said it in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna Bhagavan said that. And only through a master, spiritual master, incarnation like Swami Parameshananda, Guru of that caliber. Yes, we have the Shiksha Guru and Swamijis and Punditjis, but they are only to link us up and tell us, show us the little direction. But we have to have a Guru of that caliber. Aren't you ready? Don't you want to find out what capabilities you have? What are the possibilities that you have? Well, the biggest sin that we can make if we don't make that effort. And when you start making the effort, you'll see a glimpse into that beautiful, blissful state, Satchidananda, and truth, consciousness, and bliss. You'll have divine powers. You'll be all pervading. You will starting to have that sixth sense, that intuitive knowledge. And then all these little petty things that keep you in state of sorrow will go away. And then you'll be free from all this temporary existence. And then you start think, that no one can bother you, because you understand the play, this leela, this drama, that is just temporary and you don't put any attention to it. Well, it was nice to have you again this morning. And through the grace of the Guru, let us move forward. And let me bring you closer to the altar. And you take your blessings. Take blessings. And you have a very powerful, beautiful day, okay? Hari Om, Shanti, Shanti, Hari Om.